What's good, y'all? It's
Hey, Sam.
Tag is so dope. Samtrackz here. We're gonna have a good time today. Doing a beat breakdown from the I Won't Complain sample flip I did a couple weeks back. And I'm gonna focus on two things mainly: simplicity and frequency management. So we'll get into more of that later. Shout out to Rod Engineer for the inspiration for this. I watched the video he did of his beat breakdown a couple of weeks back and it was dope. And it inspired me to do the same. And that's the beauty of this thing, you know. In this producer community, we inspire each other to be great, to be our best selves. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So I'm gonna start with the drums. I'm gonna break this down as accurately as I can remember in the order that I made it. So yeah, here's the drums. I chopped these drums up and right, so here we go. It's nothing super complex. It's got a little lag to it. It's kind of off a little bit, but it works, right? I added these claps in here for some texture. There are 3 separate claps, one slightly before, one right on the 2 and 4, and then one slightly after. And then we get this. Yeah, all right. This makes it sound more full. Okay, and the claps is hitting at a slightly higher frequency, so it gives them some separation from the drums. And then we got this hi-hat, a little rattle in here. All right. Again, that's in there at that upper frequency, right? That 10K above, so it's not competing. Everything sounds nice, it sounds together like it should. Then came the sample. So I chopped the sample up. I Won't Complain. Gospel classic. You either sing it right or you sing it terribly. There's no mid ground, right? So I chopped the sample up. You get the point. Chopped it up like 2 months before I made this beat. Tried to make something, it wasn't working. Didn't want to make something else predictable. Oh, we sample the I Won't Complain part, sample the I've had some good days and I've had some bad days and repeat that. I don't want to do nothing like that. I want to do something that's going to be different. I wanted to do something that's going to make it sound like this is the way that he meant for this to sound almost, right? And I think that that was accomplished fairly well. So as I was rolling through it, I came up on this. All right, it doesn't say complain, it doesn't say, you almost wouldn't even know what the sample is, like unless you really listen into it, and that was really dope for me. So then it came out like this. It's simple, the spacing is dope. You notice that the I won'ts come in when not a whole lot else is playing, right? You got the kick, boom, boom, ah. So it's like the I won't and the clap are really the only 2 things going like in that space, right? So it doesn't get crowded. Right? See what I'm saying? So I rolled out a bunch of the low end from the sample, so it wasn't going to be competing with the subs and the kick. Speaking of the sub, so the sub kept it real simple. Where we at? That's all it is. I think it might one note changes throughout. Like the gospel in me, the musician in me wanted to do something crazy, right? Doom, 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 right? Just ridiculous stuff, right? But it was like, it doesn't need it. It's just gonna crowd the beat. It'll make me feel good, but it's not gonna do the beat any justice, man. So I kept it real simple. Right, and it doesn't come in every doom, doom, right? It's like doom, pause, doom, boom, boom, boom. Keeps the bounce going that the drums is giving it. That's the only part where it really changes, right? So then I needed a little bit more candy. That's like my own little term for myself. I'm working on a beat, it sounds good, but it just needs a little something else. I'm like, all right, dude, let's bring the candy in here. So candy, I played these guitar parts. Let me solo it out first. So I played these guitar parts, panned them left and right. Slightly detuned it to give it kind of like its own little pocket, to give it its own little unique sound without being too dominant. So you'll hear it very slightly, ever so slightly. See that detuning, how it separates it a little bit. And then this might be one of my favorite parts. So I did a guitar pop, a little chord on the 2s and 4s to hit with the clap. Right, and that just really made this thing come alive. And then I changed this other guitar piece. It switches up. Okay, and then that's what you get. Then I added these yeahs in here. Where we at? That ain't the right key, but they're in there. And that just accentuated the sample. It doesn't hit with the vocal though, which is why it works. So let me play that in a sample. Right, so it doesn't compete. So it just accentuates that, and it brings that whole call and response thing to life, right? Which is like gospel 101. Gotta have a call and response. So like I said, man, when this thing came together, it almost felt like he was singing this live, even though it's obviously pitch shifted and it's not the original, but it felt so good. Like it hit me in here, man. I'm in here getting it, you know? So yeah, here's that whole part together. Switch it up. And then the vamp. I didn't turn the loop off. That's funny. Let's try that again. That's how you know this is real. Now we talk about frequency management, right? If I would have tried to put that piano part, if I would have tried to put these chords, if I would have tried to play that with this first part, where's it gonna fit? It's gonna take up all the frequency, it's gonna take up all the space, and it ain't gonna work, right? So I knew that I wanted to change and flip and add these different elements in here, but everything doesn't have to be added to the same part, which is why songs have your A's, your B's, your bridges. Well, people don't do bridges no more, but that's why you had these different parts in the song, so you ain't got to try to throw everything together at one time. So this, I mean, sonically, this is that's a whole different feel, right? But it works in this transition, right? Like, it sets you up to know something's about to change, gives you that anticipation. Sample changes, the drums stay the same, so it keeps a certain amount of continuity, so it doesn't throw you completely off. Sub changes very slightly, sample changes to be a little more spaced out and airy, right? The first part of the beat is like, man, I got all this stuff in my head I'm thinking about that I could complain about, but I'm not gonna complain about, and you working through that, and then like you get to your breakthrough, right? It's like, yes, the struggle is worth it. Now I'm here at this place of peace, and right. So I try to tell a story with these beats. Like I said, I want people to say this feels like Samtrackz more than they say this sounds like Samtrackz. So this whole beat, it's a journey, it's a story. You're working through the struggle to get to that other side, man. And then you get to the other side, and it's beautiful. Which is why I didn't change the drums. kids. Okay, I'm coming. Close the door. Thank you. Okay, what was I saying? That's why I didn't change the drums, because I wanted there to be some continuity, right? And in life, it's like, yo, we don't need everything to be brand new in order to appreciate newness, right? Newness is not based on everything being new. It's more about how we approach a situation, what we learn and what we implement, right? So everything's not going to change in your life, but you don't need it to, because some of that stuff you're going to need to take with you. So that's why I took the drums here, took them same drums here, and just added them some new elements, right? And it comes together dope. I really like the beat, had a good response from it. Yeah, so again, simplicity and frequency management. Oh, I forgot the intro of the sample. Where is it at? Here we go. Nope, that ain't it.
So instead of complaining, I learned how to lift them hands, look up toward heaven, and say,
Whew. Yeah, hope y'all enjoyed it. I'm gonna try to do these once a week, hopefully, and hope y'all can learn something from it and appreciate it. And yeah, until next time.
So instead of complaining, I learned how to lift them hands, look up toward heaven,